So that for me is good. But if you had to name two or three things you thought people could add into their day that would make a tremendous difference for how they moved, their martial arts ability, all that kind of stuff, what would they be?
Yeah. So recently, I put a lot of thought into this. Obviously, GMB, but the other reason is again coming back to this Juyukai, this martial art group that I have, and so one thing would be hanging, and so I think
Okay.
brachiation is so important, and so being able to hang, and there's studies showing that grip strength correlates to longevity, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, I just need to have these grippers, but it's not that. It's the fact that you actually put work into being able to support yourself and use your hands to grip things and hold things is actually what allows you to be strong and improves that for the longevity. And so one thing that we can do is we can work on hanging like from anything. And so whether it be a bar, a pair of rings or something, but it's also going to look at scapular health. And so this is one thing that you know, improving the shoulder joint, the shoulder capsule, as well as the back and the grip. And then also a little bit of core in there, to be perfectly honest. Not much, but you still got to be able to support yourself when you're there. So, being able to hang, working up, I think a minute is a great place to aim for. Start off with just 10 seconds. That's it, and then gradually over time work up. So that's the first thing. The other thing that I would really think a lot of us would benefit. This is one thing. We don't have furniture in my house. Actually, I lie. I lie. My parents gave us a sofa that my dog uses, and I've got a chin-up bar in our living room. So that's our furniture. But
I have a Versaclimber and a treadmill.
I love it. I love it. But I think though that being able to get down to the ground on the floor and then back up off the floor, I think is up there as well. And so
Yeah, that
it could
longevity
be
test that came out with, like, can you get up
yes,
and down without your hands, and you can figure out
right,
mortality based on how many points of
exactly.
contact you have. Yep.
I think that's so important. And so um, whether that be via a squat, via a lunge, it really doesn't matter. Just the simple fact that you're getting up and off or getting down to the floor and back off the floor is huge. Now, in Japan, bring it back to Japan, in that there's not a whole lot of furniture over there. Nowadays, yes, but typically everything was on the floor. And so you see a lot of elderly people still being able to squat. The other thing too, to be honest, when I first went to Japan, where I was staying, university, they didn't have Western toilets. It
Yeah,
was a
squat
squat,
toilets.
and I got really good at squatting that way. So that's the second thing I would say. So hang, squat, get down to the floor, up off the floor. And then the other thing is moving around on the floor. So there's two ways of doing this. And I'll just keep it super simple. Face down and face up. And just think about it that way. So, pronated, so supine position, and then looking at it, doing things in that way. And that's why I don't even want to say how to do it. And notice that when you hang, I didn't say how to do it. Getting down to the floor, back up, I didn't say how to do it. Crawling on the ground, facing the ground, not going to tell you how to do it. Facing up off the ground, not going to tell you how to do it. The reason for that is those movements I think are important, but this is where the creativity comes into play. This is where exploration is important, and this is what can keep us young because we're using our mind. If we simply say, oh, just do this movement, what happens is like anything, the first time we do it, we bring awareness. But when you do something over time, you start to lose that beginner's mind, if you will. But if you can simply say, okay, I'm just going to crawl today face down or face up and try to do it differently each day, this is really what I think will keep people healthy, both mentally and physically.